Good night, everybody. I'm still sick, but I'm trying to keep you informed. We are Monday, 28th of January. So, it's a kind of mess right now, Snow Lake Resource, LITM, because the numbers are changing rapidly. And let me summarize for you so you understand what's going on. So, the company is in complete transformation in the sense that with the real new float, the stock is a lot more liquid than back in the past. So that's a positive because that means that a lot of market maker will be interested to participate because it's more liquid. When a stock is not liquid, there is a lot of manipulation and basically there is no interest from institution to come in because they cannot grab a big chunk without pushing the price sky high. So when the stock is more liquid, it's a little bit more easy to have some normal average, running of the things. So let me summarize. Actually, if everything I'm trying to figure is right, here is the very, very last numbers. The real float, not available float, but the float is 88 million shares out. 88 million shares out. From this 88 million, you need to subtract at least, because we don't know until mid-February, at least 10 million who are in the hands of two institutions. So from the 88, we are falling at 78, okay? Plus, we have roughly, officially, because there is the official number and then what we don't know, and the dark pool and the naked short, but official short are 5 million shares short. So remember, 88 million shares out, 10 millions in the hand of two institutions, and 5 million shares short, okay? So the market cap at the actual price, it's $83 million. $83 million, okay? But $83 million, but they have 53 million Canadian dollar in hand. That's mean roughly 38 million dollar. So, if we subtract the cash from the market cap, we have 83 less, let's say 40, to make it simple. So actually, if we subtract the cash, the value of the company is around $45 million. $45 million. The rest is cash on hand. So that's important because the actual company is completely different than back in November. November, there was like 20 million shares out, no institution, very low volume, completely illiquid. And now it's true that they have dilute, but they have dilute to have cash on hand. Because people forget that, dilution, but dilution with money. So, and the money plus the fact that now the stock is more liquid, so there is a market. When there is no liquidity, you have no bid, no ask. When you buy, it jump 20%. When you sell, it fall 20%. It's difficult to have a market. Now that we have options, we have a more liquid stock. We have short, 5 million. We have cash. It's becoming a regular company, not a ultra penny stock. So the market need to digest all this. It's not easy because it's a big transformation from being a 20 million shares out company to 88 with $40 million in hand, with 5 million shares short. And you have an option of calls and puts market. So it's a complete transformation. So right now we need to find a floor, to build a floor and expect news. What about the news? I think, in my humble opinion, that the news will be regular. I mean, it will be good news, not extraordinary. Because if it was extraordinary, I think they will have postpone, I think, the offering. But I don't know if they can do that, because it seems that it was planned a long time ago. This 3 offering, the 2 of December and the 1 of January. So I don't know if they were able to postpone that. Anyway, we will see. What's important for me is the fact that they have all the cash they need, $40 million, to drill the second phase at the beginning of February, to have a real complete view of what's going on over there in Namibia. That's the important point. So naturally, when the stock back in time was at $2-3, there was only 20 million shares out. So that's mean that, yeah, we are at 93 cents, but there is 88 million shares. So that's mean that it's a little bit like if the price was around plus $3 right now. But we cannot compare with the past, because in the past they didn't have the cash on hand. The stock was illiquid. No institution was following the stock. Nothing. I mean, it was completely. I think they buy the concession of uranium in Namibia back in February 2024, something like that. So, everything's fresh, everything is taking place. And I really think that, and I repeat what I say in the other audio, all this mess is not very important if at the end of the story we end up with a deposit who give a valuation of $1 billion to the stock. Because with 88 million shares out, that will mean $12, $13, $14 per share. What's important now, what we must be focused on, is have the numbers of what we have under the ground in Namibia to have a valuation of the deposit in Namibia. This deposit have a $500 million value, 1 billion, 1.5, 2 billion, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. If you do a little bit of DD, you will see that other companies active in the region, in general, have a market cap of $1, $2, $3 billion. So, I don't know. But that's the important point. What's important here is not the short, is not how many shares out. Well, the fact that there is 2 institutions with 5 million shares each, that's not bad. That give some string. Plus the cash on hand, $40 million. $40 million, you can drill a lot. You can do a lot of things. Naturally, let's be clear. For drilling, and do evaluation and a plan, it's enough money, largely. They have all they need to drill for 2 years plus. Now, if the deposit is huge and they need to build some kind of mine, all depends. Imagine, let's make a scenario. It's a deposit of $1 billion, okay? To build the mine, they need, I don't know, $250 million, okay? What they are going to do all depends at what level the price of the stock will be at that moment. Let's throw a number. We are $3. We are $3. That's mean that if they need $300 million to build the mine, they will sell 100 million shares at $3. Okay? At that moment, the new float will be around roughly 200 million shares. If the stock price is at $3, that will give a valuation of $600 million at $3, because the new shares to build the mine. Now if the mine, because don't forget they don't only have Namibia, they have lithium mines, they have another uranium mines in Canada, they have a lot of stuff. But, you know, let's make it simple. So basically if the mine have a value of $1 billion, that means that even with the dilution to build the mine, they can still be a $6-7 stock dollar per share. So what's important here is the magnitude of the deposit. It's a little deposit, it's a big deposit, it's a huge deposit, it's an extraordinary deposit, I don't know. I personally think, comparing with the others who are running business around, that this company will have a market cap of $1.5 billion per share. And if there is 200 million shares out at that moment, that will mean a stock price of 8, 9, 10. I mean, I don't know, you know, it's difficult to say. We are throwing number like that. But the problem is we need to be focused on the story of the deposit, because that will be the big story. How many tons of uranium we have under the ground, what kind of concentration, the margins and all that. So what's going on actually is not very important, because they are setting up the story. The stock is more liquid. There is some short shares that they need to cover. There is some news coming, phase 1 result, then phase 2 result, etc. And basically the market is discovering this company, because it was nobody know about it before November, December. Nobody. There was no volume, nothing. So it may, even with the news, we may have a spike, something like that, where a lot of day traders are going to run out. But if you forget about a stock after the news, you may miss the big picture. The big picture is the deposit. It's in a zone very, very prolific, with a lot of success in the uranium sector. Basically, Chinese have buy all the uranium over there. They are controlling all the big uranium mine in Namibia. And certainly that if the deposit is huge, The plan, I think, will not be to build the mine. It will be to sell the deposit at $1 or $2 billion, and with the money, becoming a big mine company and develop all the mine in Canada. I think that's the project. I don't think that they plan to build the mine, and I think Chinese will not let it do. They want to control uranium, so they will make an offer to buy the deposit. I don't know, but I think it will end out like that. They want to invest in this deposit to discover, because there was no analysis for the last 40 years. So it's completely new. People don't really know what's going on over there, what's exactly under the ground. And they think there is a lot of uranium, and if that's the case, they will receive offer to sell the deposit, certainly to a Chinese company who will give them $1+ billion for the deposit. I think it's going to go like that, but I may be wrong. So here is the update. I will not repeat the number. If you forget, listen to the audio again. I don't know what's going to happen short term with the stock price. I think we're going to bottom somewhere between 0.8, 0.9, I don't know. And from there, I think going back up to at least 1.5 with the news. And if the news is good and the phase 2 is good and confirm the deposit, who knows where we are going, That's a company that you need to keep an eye on, even if you do a profit and exit, because it can be a very huge story. Uranium is a lot more expensive today than back in 2021. The value of a deposit is 3, 4, 5 times more important now than back in time. So what was evaluated at $300 million in 2020, now can be worth $1 billion plus. That's reality. Okay, let's hope that we have news. Best thing to do is to accumulate and buy the dips. That's what I'm trying to do. It's very uneasy because the stock is a little bit nervous, then very calm. It's manipulated naturally. So let's see what happens. Take care.